Last week we said goodbye to October and hello to November. It was perhaps the most exciting week we've had all season with a bevy of OT thrillers, late game tying goals, amazing plays, unbelievable individual performances, and even an appearance on SportsCenter. I'm Chris Treft and this is The U Show. Blackhawks headed to Northwest Michigan looking to get back on track after losing their first game of the season the previous week as they met the Lumberjacks at LC Walker Arena in downtown Muskegon. The Red Hot Jacks were looking for their 7th straight win as Daniil Gushchin finished the rush with the game's opening tally in the early stages of the first period. Noah Giesbrecht shut down the high-powered Hawks offense with several breathtaking stops after the Jacks' goal. He had 15 first-period saves, and that kept the Jacks leading 1-0 after 20 minutes. Waterloo finally solved the Giesbrecht puzzle and tied the game just 16 seconds into the middle frame. Notre Dame commit Ryder Ralston gave the Hawks their first lead of the contest with 6 seconds left. The Blackhawks added some insurance at the halfway point of period 3 when Connor Caponi notched his 5th goal on the campaign. The goal looked like it would seal the win for Waterloo, but Gushchin had other ideas. Down by 2, the Jacks pulled their goalie to try and mount a comeback. The 17-year-old Russian put home his 2nd of the game with under 2 minutes to go to bring the Jacks a little bit closer. The clock was ticking away on Muskegon before Gushchin threw a spinorama shot into the net with only 5 seconds to go, giving the forward the hat trick and sending LC Walker Arena into a frenzy and the game into overtime. Already with 3 goals, Gushchin would complete the improbable comeback with a goal that would go down as a top contender for goal of the year.
Penalty called, he enters the attacking zone, top of the circle, drags, has on the backhand shot, score! He scores! Daniil Gushchin in overtime! They mob Gushchin near side. 4 goals for the Russian. Can you believe it?
The 2020 NHL draft eligible Gushchin helped his draft stock with one of the best performances you'll see as he scored all 4 goals for Muskegon. The game-winning goal was so impressive it even received a little attention on ESPN SportsCenter's top plays.
USHL hockey, Muskegon Waterloo. Muskegon's Daniil Gushchin in overtime. Look at this game winner. Yeah, everyone, I'll tell you, skilled players, they win games now with these trick shots.
The Lumberjacks won their 7th straight game in dramatic fashion the night before, and on this Saturday evening, welcomed the Youngstown Phantoms, who already have 2 wins over Muskegon this season. Just like Friday night, the Lumberjacks struck first and scored the only goal of the first on Luke Mobley's 5th tally of the year. In the second, the Phantoms awoke and scored 3 unanswered goals. The 16-year-old Japan native Yusako Ando scored the first 2 Youngstown tallies with 2 impressive shots. Then a deflected point shot put the visitors up by 2 entering the 3rd period. Cam Knuble made a nice move around the goaltender for his first goal of the season to give Muskegon a little life. Once again, the Lumberjacks were down late and needed to pull the goalie to try and knot the game. Tanner Edwards blasted a one-timer that just slipped across the line and tied the game for Muskegon with only 1:26 to go in regulation. Another thrilling late comeback for the Jacks sent the game to OT once again. This time, Muskegon would not complete the comeback. Both teams failed to score on an OT man advantage, and then Jason Dobé completed the 2-on-1 rush with a nice shot to win the game for Youngstown. The LC Walker Arena faithful certainly got their money's worth with these 2 games as the Jacks pushed their point streak to 8 contests. Youngstown ended a nice weekend with wins over Chicago and the Red Hot Lumberjacks. Let's take a peek at the standings after 6 weeks of action in the USHL. Waterloo stands alone on top of the West, but after a 1-1-1 weekend, the field moves a little bit closer to the Hawks. The league only has 1 team that has secured points in all of their games, and that point streak to start the year for Dubuque has them leading the East with 17 points. Chicago also has 17 points, but has played 3 more games than the Saints. The parity in the East has been crazy so far, with the 7 seed and the top spot only separated by 5 points. As always, we have a great slate of games and a busy weekend. Here are a couple games to keep an eye on this weekend. This Friday, the top 2 teams in the USHL face off in Dubuque. The Saints and the Blackhawks both enter the game with 17 points and were the 2 teams that went the longest to start the year without a loss. With a combined record of 16-2-2 this season, this star-studded affair will be as high a level of hockey as we've seen this year. The winner will have the league lead in points and bragging rights, and the loser will have the teams on their heels that much closer. It's a big game, to say the least. The following night, the Des Moines Buccaneers hit the road for a duel with the Tri-City Storm. Both teams are coming into this game playing very well. Des Moines is on a 3-game winning streak, while Tri-City has won 4 of their last 5 games going into the weekend. Both clubs are separated by just 1 point for the 3rd spot in the West. Make sure to check out the Hockey TV free game of the week. This week you can watch the Omaha Lancers and Lincoln Stars on Saturday night, all for free on hockeytv.com. Well, I got nothing else for you, so I shall say goodbye to this week's episode. I will see you next week and enjoy this weekend of great USHL action. I'm Chris Treff, and this was The U Show.